Hello, good afternoon, targeted individual. A very happy new year to you. My name is Grace Udoh-Williams. I'm a targeted individual here in UK, in London. Um, I give thanks to God first for seeing this beautiful day, for seeing 2020. I never thought this day would come, but I just give thanks to God for His mercies, and I'm sure as a targeted individual, you will understand what I mean. 2019 was a very rough year, and it started also in the same foot in 2020. Um, this video basically is just to update you about my present experiences, what has been going on, and how far we have come. And it's just to let you know, immediately after throughout Christmas was a rough time in terms of targeting. They have intensified the targeting in all spectrum of targeting in terms of direct energy weapon, in terms of gang stalking on the streets, in terms of the home invasion has not, or I've not noticed anything in the last few weeks. Probably it's mostly because I'm staying at home. I haven't really gone out a lot in the sense that, I've retired, I was forced to retire, but really, most of my friends are in the same profession like me, they're nurses, and I don't want to be dragging my things on the street to just go out because I want to go. I would love to go out, but again, there are things I have to carry on me, which makes it a little bit heavy in terms of some documentation. I've had series of home invasion where documents have been taken, where clothing have been taken, where shoes have been taken. So some of the documentation, a few bits of it, and some of my certificates, I just didn't feel it's safe to leave them at home. If you guys have got any ways that you're keeping your things safe, please do give me a kind of an idea to see how I can keep my things safe. But I just feel my home is like an open vent. As soon as I come out, sometimes before even I come out, there are people watching when I'm coming out, when I'm going to let themselves into my home and invade my home. And like I've said in previous videos I've had, apart from like documents being taken off, I've had item of clothing taken, one got returned back, and I've got shoes, about 5 pairs of shoes, like each other week, or sometimes when they fancy something, they just come and let themselves in and just take it. And that's what my experiences are. They have not returned the shoes, about 5 pairs of shoes at different times. So I have not seen the shoes, they have not returned it. So, and I believe one of the people that are letting themselves in has to be somebody that is smart, a black person, and I've noticed in this area. I've not seen him in the last 2-3 weeks, but I believe it's one or two people that are being used into gaining access into my home, pretending to be a relative that lives here, and then they take the items without nobody noticing. But again, if anybody will notice, I don't think anybody in this vicinity, the way things are, will even complain, because most of them are into what's going on. So the targeting has intensified since after that, especially in the new year. It has intensified in terms of the body electricity, in terms of the neuron monitoring, in terms of the buzzing sound in my ears. Sometimes it comes in on the left ear more, sometimes it comes in on the right ear more, and sometimes it comes in as if somebody is pairing a stereo. You can actually hear the boom boom sound, and that is what I've been experiencing of late. So the body electricity has increased, and the rest of the torturing. But apart from that, I say thank God for His mercies, because I believe if I'm not, there is a reason why things happen, but I'm still to understand why this is happening, and I'm asking God to open my eyes to see what I can learn from these experiences. During the Christmas time, I noticed that I keep having a message come into my phone to come and work Christmas for Freemasons. I don't know who these Freemasons are. I don't know. I know they all in every history of targeting. they have been implicated. I think probably they've got the upper hand in terms of the police services and some of the journalists. Probably they have got themselves involved to think that that's going to make them safe, but it's just an illusion. And I keep having messages in my phone saying, come and do Christmas work for Freemasons. And one other thing I wanted to share with you was about 2 weeks ago, or more than a week, I had a letter saying the letter came with my name on the envelope, but inside the letter it just says, hi, call the name of my street, and they say neighbor. But when you look at the letter, there is no heading where the letter came from. It said our neighbor is now using a free private online network called Network. Then they call the name of the street area, and you should join us. In our website and mobile apps, we share recommendations for traders, discuss safety and local issues, plan neighborhood events, postings for sales, and much more. It is 100% free and private just for our neighbors. Please go to the neighbors and nextdoorneighbor.co.uk join and enter this code. They have put in a code there for me to say, and they said this code expires in 7 days. That was about 2 weeks ago. And then they put the name. I don't know if you say the fictitious name. I'm sure they will not put their correct name there. And they said, P.S. There are already over 800 posts on this Nextdoor, whatever, including posts about crime and safety issues in the neighborhood. And then they put Nextdoor neighborhood. Having read this, I just laughed because I think they wanted to make sure they make themselves known to me that they are doing neighborhood watch. And I believe this is the way people are being, the preps or the gang-stalkers are being recruited, and thinking that if they make this specific, I don't know if I'm the only one that received it, because I've not spoken to any of my neighbors to know if they've received this letter. There's no need for it, because a lot of them, in my point of view, they are part of it. So there's no point going to ask anybody if they've received this letter. But on receiving this letter, when I open it, I just laughed, because I believe in my own mind that this is probably an invitation for gang stalking. And I believe maybe this is how most of the people that are being recruited are recruited, and make them think that they're doing something for the community, make them think that they're fighting crime in the community, and make them feel special. So I think this was an invitation, because if they are asking you to get involved in neighborhood watch, why would you have a code? Why would they put a special code to join? So, and give you expiry dates. If you don't use the code, your code expires in 7 days. So they are actually pushing you to, if you don't, you have to do it before. If not, it expires. So I've never seen it before. This is the first time I'm having this. I've not spoken to anybody about this, and they said there are already over 800 posts in Nextdoor, including posts about crimes and safety issues in the neighborhood. Since I've been here, apart from when these things happen, I've never heard about crime in this area at all, especially where we're living in a posh area, but I'm not posh. Where I'm living is partly across the road, there are posh houses, but where we are living is council house. So it is relative safe. I've never heard about anybody break-ins or anything at all. And when I first came in here, it was probably some of the elderly people. Now it's mixed of elderly people with children and probably singles too, but they're probably working, people. I've never had crime. I've not experienced any crime here. So for them to start neighborhood watch, and then for them to report crime. So I believe, in my mind, this is the way they do the recruits, and innocent people thinking that they are doing something for the community, they are joining in neighborhood watch. And gang stalking is about community policing. Basically, this is just it, community policing with the hierarchy directing the issues without them actually getting a full grasp of what is going on. They give them small information just to go and what to do in terms of who they have identified and put on the watch list to be targeted, and then they just obey command of what they've been doing, because in their mind, I believe they think they're doing something good for the community, and they also will reinforce what they're doing. They will tell them that they're doing something, they will pay them. So these people think they don't know that they're actually not doing something for the community. They are actually flowing to commit crime, because most of the people they are targeting are really innocent people. So this is what I have seen. I'm just going to hide the name of whoever it has think it's a fictitious name because I believe they know I'll put this up. This is the name of my street. I'm just gonna hold that so that so this is the name of my street. You said hi neighborhood, hi, this is hi. Okay, this is hi neighborhood. This is hi neighborhood. You can see the neighborhood, and this is, I'll put this close, and that is it. Just excuse me. See, that is it that they were sent to me. So I don't know how many people they have sent here. So that is my code there to join the neighborhood, and that is the, if you read it, that is my code to join. I think if you're doing neighborhood, I don't know why it should be given a code to join. You just invited to anybody that wants to be, but probably this is the way they do. And I believe so once you join and you put in the code, it will take you to probably the website of where the list of people that are being targeted and what you as an individual, that is my own opinion. I don't know if that's how it works, but this is my experience. That and that expired about they said within 7 days. I mean, it's just, I think just after Christmas, so I'm sure it's past 7 days anyway. So I've now applied, and I thank God for it that this is happening, because as a nurse, you want to uphold the law, you want to make sure you're part of the community, doing your best for the community, doing your caring work and being part of the community. As a nurse, if I wasn't targeted, I wouldn't have known, because I would have thought, oh, yeah, this is true. You type in the code. I'm thinking that you are doing something for the community without knowing that indirectly you're actually hurting, torturing another human being, gang stalking them. Because when you're asked to do, you don't question, you just say, okay, they will give you, made it look legitimate and say, this is what we're doing, and make you believe in what you're doing, make you believe and kind of support you and reinforce what you're doing. And then they sit down there, talk about it, legitimize what they're doing without you actually knowing that you are actually committing human rights crime against humanity. And then to reinforce that, they have the lies they have told. They will tell lies about you, forfeit lies, make up. I think around December or just before Christmas, somebody was wearing this Muslim haji, or what they call it, and in the car in front of the terrace block where I live. I don't know if they were trying to impersonate or trying to make a video. I understand that they do make a video, or if you document on some of the outlying channels, they will doctrifying it into their own and make their own version of a video and put it on their website to legitimize why they are stalking you or why they are doing what they're doing. In my own experience, I think they have legitimized, and like I said, my own awareness of being gang stalked started in 2015. I just left as a nurse. I've been working for over 17 years. I worked over 15 years or 14 years in the hospital. Then I went into the community because there was something that I had to help out with my family. So the time factor was what made me leave. Because the money, I took a money cut, I took a wage cut in what I did, but I had to do it because of my sake of my family. And I forgot my purse at home with my credit card. And in the panicking, trying to get home to try to phone my family to see if they could find my purse for me. Nobody was answering the phone, so I had to return because my credit cards were there and my NI number was there. In previous years, somebody has tried to open an account in my name. So that's why I had to come back to see if I can't find my purse, then I cancel all the credit cards. But then I got into a train at Cannon Street that I rushed into the train. I didn't see anybody. I sat down there. I didn't see anybody come in or go out. So I thought, oh God, maybe I've got into the wrong train. When you get into a wrong train, people have got into, when I speak this, my friends, they said they've got into wrong trains before. They've got into the trains that was going, somewhere else. And I just jumped into this train, trying to get home as soon as possible because where I used to work used to be 2.5, hours to walk. So I'm trying to get home by the quickest way to see if my purse wasn't there. Then I call the bank and cancel. So I got into this train, sat down, I didn't see anybody coming. I didn't see anybody in my couch. People in the next couch, there was nobody. I thought, oh, you got in the wrong train. And I came out. And that has been, since that day, it has been what has put me in this situation. And I know they have used the video to tell people that I was panicking when I got in the train. If you've lost your purse, and there was money in my purse, if you can't find your purse with your credit card, I don't think you'll be dancing, singing and dancing and jovial. All you want to do is to try to get your purse. And that's what I was doing. But then whoever reported me, the intelligence service, in their own mind, they believe that I'm a terrorist. And that is what they have believed, with no evidence whatsoever. They have not interviewed me. When I noticed that I was being gang stalked, I went to the police on 5 occasions. If I was a terrorist, I don't think I would take myself to the police to say, here I am, come and investigate. I took myself there. I offered myself to be investigated. I offered myself to be interrogated. They refused. Instead, they have waged war. So in their mind, with no evidence whatsoever. And these are meant to be people that know a lot, that you would have thought they would have known. They know a lot. When you call somebody intelligence, like me calling somebody a consultant, somebody that you go to consult, somebody that has seen it all, has been it, is the ultimate. So when people like that just depend on their gut feeling and belief without using the evidence in front of them, it just leaves you to wonder. So they have put my name on the watch list, on the soft kill list, and attacking me with and as a black person and as a woman, if you're being vocal or boisterous, then that's probably. So for me, taking the numbers, trying to, like anybody else, when you don't understand, you've gone to the police, you're trying to seek for help, they're not helping, you're trying to take the numbers to say, God, if anything happened, this is somebody. I don't think what I've done, when I spoke to people, they said exactly what I've done was the correct thing, but then you're being punished for it. And I took the case to IOPC because they didn't want to, and I put the names there that who they've said to me was meant to investigate. And I'm being truthful. As a nurse, you are meant to escalate. I studied in this country. I did my A levels here and my university level in this country, and you follow. As a nurse, you have to follow the procedures and protocols, and that's what I've done. I have not done anything, but instead of them helping, they have not helped. They have used their office, their power to traumatize, to weaponize it, and try to show that, well, there's nothing you can do. Of course, there's nothing I can do, but that's why I'm laying my experiences out here. There's nothing I can do. I can't fight. I've got no power. I've got nothing. Even when you tell to people, they're thinking that it's not happening. A lot of people don't believe, they're still sleeping. But one day, hopefully, everybody will wake up to what is happening. So those are that is what I found just after Christmas. So being invited to be a gang stalker, in my mind, that is in my mind. That is according to what I read. That is the code for me to join the gang stalking, because if it was just something of the ordinary, I won't need a code. They would just invite you to a local that we are having a meeting if you want to come to a meeting, and then they would have been whoever it is, the company or where it's coming from. This one, you don't know where this is coming from. It's just the name of the street. In the letter that came, they put my name at the envelope, and then posted this to me and put a code number. So I said join. And like I said, in December time, I keep having these messages to join, to work for the Freemasons. I don't know who told them that I was interested in working for the Freemasons. In my where I come from, we don't work for all cults, and the Lord said I shall have no other gods before me. So there's no way I'm gonna worship man or worship Satan or worship Mammon apart from God. So this is it, like they have said, for me to join to become a targeted. So I don't know if any one of you have had these similar experiences. Please get in touch. And the next one is the constant. When I go to shopping in the bench shopping area, I noticed that as soon as I go into the shopping, as soon as I go into the mall, the security are always following me there too. Sometimes some of them will pretend as if they are not following. As soon as I get in, no matter what shop it is, as soon as I get in there, they're gonna come in there. You see two of them. I do shop. I mean, as of now, I've been forced to retire, which I still got a lot to offer. As a nurse, you always be a nurse till the end of your days. You can't help yourself because it's the gift, it's the skill God gave you. It's a caring skill that God gave me, to help other people. and I'll find a way of channeling that skills to help anybody that will listen. So as a nurse, you just see, as soon as I get into the shopping area, no matter which of the entrance you see, before you know it, I will see two security people, those people with camera on their shoulder. I don't know if they think I'm being intimidated, or I don't know what they are. Not they play mind game, or they play all the psychological game, but it's just so funny that they will waste money. And last year, there was a woman, the Muslim woman, with her face covered, and she was at this shopping mall for over a year, and nobody thought, why should we allow somebody that's covering their face where nobody can see her face? It could be a man, it could be a woman, who knows, to be trading there. They didn't think of it. And also last year, early last year, there was a store that was being put right in front of the main door. That, thank God, that it's been taken off. That people were selling sugarcane actually. And when you look at these people, they didn't look people that should be there. Thankful. I mean, I remember one day discussing maybe with one of these security. I mean, they were saying, this is a bit intimidating. Just in front of the shopping mall, somebody was there cutting sugarcane, selling sugarcane, and they allowed that to happen. But thankfully, maybe somebody suggested, and they have moved those people on, because I think it wasn't the appropriate place to have knives, and selling sugarcane and just in front of, in front of the shopping center. So it's the case that these days when I go any part of where I go into shopping, they're gonna come to be put two people. Mostly it's two of them that walk. Then they walk into the shop. It's not once I've seen it, it's not twice I've seen it. As soon as I walk into, no matter what shop it is, they will come into the shop. I also noticed that these days, if I go into the shop, like I went into Argos the other day, and as soon as I got in, I could just hear the bell. This thing just starts ringing, like like if you take something and then you haven't paid and you try to, I'm just getting into the shop, this alarm start ringing until a security person comes in from outside to turn off the alarm. So it seems to everywhere that I've gone in the whole London, I seem to be very special that they have to put an alarm for me, so that when I come in, I don't know if it's the if they chip in my body that they've chipped. So when I get into the shop, then the alarm will come in. There are shops that I will go to start making there's CCTVs watching here. If you come into the shop, if you commit a crime, and I was just laughed to myself. I said to myself, if you think I'm being intimidated, I'm not. You keep doing it. Why the real terrorists are on the street doing what they're doing, and you're sitting here harassing people? Eventually, people will start asking what's going on. Eventually, people that are sleeping will wake up to find out, there's something going on here. Why is this crime still happening when there's so much, of the security people that are about the place? Because the people that they should be watching are not being watched. Is the innocent, is the people that are vocal of what is happening, is the anybody that is vocal, the activists, anybody that will open their mouth to say, look what you guys are doing, or human rights activists, those are the ones, and people like me that I don't know what I've done, who reported me, and then they just assume that, oh, it must be so, and that I must be put on the kill list, and also members of my family must be killed because of whatever they think it is, with no shred of evidence, So that is what I've experienced. That is one of the experience. So in the shop, when I go in, security will always come after me, follow me. There are some of them that do it in a discreet way. They are probably well trained, and there are some of them, especially the black ones, they are not well trained. I don't know where they get their training, or if they're trained, they are not accepting the trade. And also sometimes, well, my name, I think it's been written up in the book. As soon as I saw a security man, as soon as I got into the shop, he picked up the book and he seems to be looking at me. He couldn't hide his anxiety. Then probably called this security, and then these two security came from outside into the shop. It's not the first time, it's not the second time, and I see those security at the shop where I go shopping. Like I said, this happened, the last time happened just this week on Friday when I went shopping. And also when I went into shopping, one of the big shopping starting with S in where I live, as soon as I think some of the managers are part of it, because I noticed that when it first started, they started the real attack. When I go in there, I have actually seen a store manager tracking me from from aisle to aisle that I then eventually stood and I looked at him. Then he knew that I've seen him. Then he walked away. So in these days, I have seen a man, a black man, probably a mixed West Indian and local Indian. And this man has got no teeth. He's about 5'9". That each time, that is the fourth time, three, to be honest, at least 3 times or 4 times that I've seen him. Each time I go into the shop, he has to come in, and he seems to know some members of the local, the shop, that starting with, the S, the big shop. Okay, that is, he seems to know some of them. And also I noticed that especially the black ones, they have been they, as soon as I get into the shop, there's one of African origin that always come near the tail, and then you will start feeling the energy in my body. And there was a day I asked him if he's using that phone to attack me. He said no. So I noticed that he is part of it. And this man that I'm talking about, he seems of West Indian stock, but he also seems to, he's missing 2 teeth. But I noticed that each time I'm in the shop, he is also in the shop. And I've noticed 3 to 4 times. And when I noticed, I looked at him. And when you see, he has minimal shopping in his bag. He's always maybe 1 or 2 things in the basket, and you'll be chopping one up. So I think he's known to members of the shop. I think maybe they employ him, but I know he's part of the gang, he's part of the stock, he's part of the perpetrator. But in fairness, to those people, if they've been asked to do this, I would have, if I wasn't targeted, I would have thought I'm doing something for my community. I would have thought I'm doing something to contribute to the safety of the community, without knowing that you're being, I think, you're being recruited to gang stalk. And I believe, from what I've read from the research, once you are in it, it's difficult to come out, even though if you're not happy with what's going on. So I think it's difficult, and some of them, maybe they might be threatened. So in some respects, I don't feel sorry for them too, because they, as well as in my position, it's not a good position. I don't think their own position is also is very far from mine, because if they don't toe the line, that means they are also going to be targeted. And some of these people that they've got is people that you see maybe down and out, like the man is missing his 2 teeth, he does not use denture. I don't know if he's all there with it in his brain, I don't know, maybe. And I feel he looks very happy being paid. I don't know how much he's paid, if he's paid in voucher for him to do the shopping, or if he's paid in money. I don't know, it's not for me to judge, but I know they are paid to target. And they are paid to target. But if you think of yourself, if you're being a part of a community, why should you be paid? Shouldn't something be registering? Why are you paying me? I just want to offer my help. Why am I being paid? So it just goes to show. And sometimes by the time I'm just getting off at the bus, there are already 2 people standing at the bus. The last one I saw about not this Friday, maybe on Monday, they didn't even know how to use the phone. They did it in such a way that I could just hear them. 2 men with flamboyant top adhesion. As soon as I was getting off the bus, somebody was saying, "Oh, we're meant just to press this." And so again, poor men, I don't feel sorry for them. They too might be thinking they're doing something for the community without knowing that they're being recruited into gang stalking. And as soon as they press this, I don't know if they're being told what they're pressing, what it's going to do. Sometimes they're being told, those ones that really knows what's going on. Sometimes they don't know, they just think they press it to register that person. They don't know that they're pressing it to hurt the person. And sometimes I think some of them, when they really know the truth, I think they will feel bad, they will feel guilty. But again, they might not, because they've been told, they've been revalidated, told that this person is a danger to the society. This person is, like in my case, my idea is that I'm a terrorist. I've heard a Nigerian man at one of these shops starting with I that sells a lot of frozen food, saying that we are told that she's a terrorist. And so in his brain, he's been told I'm a terrorist. Then if I'm a terrorist, why am I Why have the people not? Why am I not in court? Why am I not in jail? But for them, they're being paid. Okay, for that man, the money maybe for his cigarette, that pays for the money for his cigarette, and it's fine. And they don't ask questions. So again, they've been given. What I also noticed, they've been given special phone, and the phone is got like a border. Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's pink, sometimes it looks different from normal phone. So again, it's the phone that register. So having said that, with the facial recognition of where the judge have actually sat down where they are and recommended that it is good. I'm hoping if his face is being put on display, or if his children, that or he or she, that he will not be singing the same song. He will be singing talking about how the people's rights have been abused. Obviously, because it's not involved. Maybe one day, who knows? Because judges are also people. Maybe they will realize the mistake by what he has just. So now we are now um, almost close to China, and then we will sit down here and judge China for what they're doing, whereas we are not different from China. What they're doing here is basically, it's not different from China. It's not. It is not different. You know, when you surveillance everybody in because you're trying to root out the bad guys, and then the bad guys are still able, under all this technology, to go out there and commit crime under your nose. It leaves a lot to plunder. It just leaves a lot to ask questions. And why people are not asking questions is still beyond me. So this is what I wanted to update you. And also, just after the Christmas, I have been in a situation that I went to shopping, not in the local shopping, a little bit away. And as soon as I got to the bus stop, um, I saw a man. I'm talking about, you're not talking about young people. I will understand if young people are involved with this, because the money of maybe 30, 40 pounds for, I mean, somebody said it's an easy money. It's easy money to them. But when a man, probably in his 70s, standing at the bus stop with a fat big camera on his chest, waiting to take my picture, it just leaves a lot to plunder. I mean, what is there to take my picture? I mean, YouTube. So what is there to take? What picture is there to take? So to take my picture with my shopping. So he's standing there at the bus stop, and the bus stop, in front of the bus stop, is a local school. I was waiting for the bus to go somewhere else, and as soon as I saw him, I thought, well, I'm not gonna. Maybe he's taking my picture before I came along, but I didn't notice. But I noticed that he had this fat big camera in his persons on the front. So I moved away. I just didn't stand at the bus stop. I moved further away and crossed the road to the other side. And when I crossed the road to the other side, funny enough, somebody that was standing at the bus stop, you expect him to wait for the bus to come. He did not wait. He started moving, going the direction I was coming from, and walking away from me while I was walking the opposite side, and I crossed the road to the other side. He left. He did not get on the bus. He did not wait for any bus, and he left. Then he went towards where I was coming from and crossed the road at the far end, then start coming back towards the other side I was coming. And then I took my phone out to say, well, if you're going to take my picture, I'm going to take your picture. Then as soon as I take my phone out to take a picture, then it just seemed to disappear into one of the buildings. That is just, this is the experience I've had since this targeting started, 2015, where people will stand at the train station at the other side of him, pointing, I mean, actually pointing, this long lens into my face. And for what is the reason? What have they gained from this? Nothing. Where is the evidence of any crime in my life? I have not committed any crime. I started doing care work since maybe 2019, 1991. I've been a carer before. Before I went into nursing. It was the caring work that I did that make me go into nursing. My work has been about caring, and I can't be a nurse then try to go and hurt people. It's not my religion. I have told them, anybody that will listen, you have got it wrong. You have got it wrong. You have got it wrong, and you have been lied to. So everybody that is targeting me, you have been lied to. They have told a lot of lies. They have scandalize my name, tell people that I'm a terrorist, and I'm a terrorist. Why am I not in prison? Why am I not in prison? But then they will justify why they're doing what they're doing. So obviously, people that are targeting and perpetrating crime are believing that I'm back to the society, but they haven't asked them where is the evidence. Nobody has dared to ask where is the evidence. You have to have evidence for this type of a thing to happen. While they are chasing me and chasing all the innocent people, last year, December, a perpetrator, a man that they've cleared, a lot of them were cleared. People that they know they were planning crime, they had a blueprint of crime. They were being, we'll re-assimilate them into the society. Whereas innocent people have been targeting, children have been targeting into military research and slowly killed. And then pretend it's not happening. And when you talk, then they will get some bogus, incompetent person to say, oh, you're delusional, then why the criminals are actually committing crime? So it just leaves a lot to question the intelligence services. I think people should start questioning, where is the intelligence? I still don't understand the intelligence when you make something and use it to kill your own people and use it to kill good people, whereas then you give the perpetrator of crime must be laughing because you're using the thing that you're meant for them to kill your own people first, and they while you're killing your own people, they're using crime. They've got the loophole. They low down. I've never seen any perpetrator of crime that has come into YouTube and start talking. No, because they lay down, they pretend it's not happening. They don't talk, they don't say anything. Then they're waiting for the time to hit. And then you're doing you're doing all this brain manipulation and killing innocent people. They're laughing. They must be laughing, regardless of what it is. That's my own, when I analyze the situation, that is it. So this is one of the things that I've been invited to join gang stalking. I don't know. That is my mind, because this letter does not, it shows no legitimacy. There is nowhere it is. You're just given a code to put in the code. I'm sure when you put in the code, it takes you to where they want you to. And then with all the lies, then you just feed yourself with lies. So what I'm saying to you, if you're being given this, you're being lied to. Anything they put out there is one version of the story. In every story, there's a two version of it. They're telling you lies and you're buying into lies. And then you will have your hands stained with blood. They said this month is, according to one of the news that I read, this month is a stalking awareness month. So stalking is a crime against humanity, no matter how you want to put it, no matter how you want to look at it. If you're working for MI6, you're working for MI5, you think you're doing good by gang stalking people. Gang stalking is a crime. You need to understand, if this person has done so wrong, if they have done so wrong, they will need you to be part of it. They would have got this person out. They would have been the one, because the evidence will be there for them to take this person to court and get them locked and thrown the key off. So one thing that you need to understand. So this is an invitation as far as I'm concerned, because this letter is incomplete, and it just says, and it doesn't show. It says next door. So if you're dealing with crime, there are already 800 posts on this. So this is 800 posts. People that think they're doing something for the community without knowing that they are actually committing crime. I wanted to share with you. So my invitation, and that is my number there. That is my code to join gang stalking. That is me. And the other one that I saw on last Monday, this Monday gone, as soon as there was a tall man there in front of the shop or what, I pick up my grandchild from school. And the case is that once you notice them, they think to walk away. I am 5'2". Why would you want to walk away if you know you're doing the right thing? It just shows that within us, we all have consciousness. We all have the sense of right or wrong. So if I notice you and you notice me, why would you want to walk away? So you walk away because you know what you're doing is wrong. So that man, you're about 6 foot. He was standing on Monday near my local area here where I live. We're standing, kind of backing up, not supporting, using the tree there near the shop to support yourself. And he stood there. As soon as I noticed, I said, okay, I'm not going to give you a set, because normally they will use their phone to target me. I just moved away, walk away from where I was going to go, turned the other way, crossed on the street, far away from him. As soon as I crossed the street, I got into, went into the, wanted to go to a different shop. Then as soon as he noticed that I've moved away, then again, he started walking towards where I was, and I crossed the road over to the other side. He walked away, and I did as if I wanted to go to a different place entirely to do my shopping. And as soon as I waited for the bus for about 10 minutes, I didn't see. I said, okay, let me go back. He's walked away. As soon as I went back into the original shop I wanted to go, I walked in there. By the time I came out, who was there? Is the same man that I've already moved away from that area. He was standing there. So this is the experience. And as soon as he saw me, and I just stood there, I looked at him, he looked at me, then he started walking away. So it just shows that, I don't do anybody. I'm 5'2", and he's about 6 foot. So what am I going to do? Well, he walked away. He walked away because his conscience told him that what he's doing was not right. So we all have conscience. And I think we need to let our conscience work with us, And that is what I wanted to share with you this afternoon. It's just that I'm so grateful to be here in 2020. I never thought when this thing started that we'll see this day. I'm so grateful to God. And I also think I'm grateful on your behalf, everybody that is going through what I'm going through. Please, no matter what you're presented, no matter what you are going through, please, even if you're invited to thinking that when you join, maybe your own suffering will stop. I don't know if it stops. You know that you are actually imposing a suffering to another person, transferring your suffering to another, and you have to think of what you've gone through. Would you want to, with your conscience, impose that on somebody? So I believe I've heard it also on the YouTube where people have been invited. I've never had it before. So in their mind, they would have thought that I was going through what I'm going through to want to put another human being into this. No, I will never in this life. No matter what you do, I will never get involved in this. It's crime against humanity. There is no need for it. The knowledge that they have, they would have turned it to do good for the greater humanity. And it makes you the day that you're going back to your God, you've done everything you can. But then it's about mind control. It's about power. It's about I can take your life and you can do nothing. And that's it. And it's about the lies they have peddled. They have lied and lied and lied. And my understanding is that they do validate, talk to one another and try to validate, try to hold them together by saying what you're doing is good, you're doing something for the community, you're doing it's not good, you're not doing something for the community, you're basically killing another human being. So my torture has not really intensified in the few days. It intensified, the usual body electricity, the usual whatever they do. So what else can I do? I have to live with it. There's nothing I can do. So I'm asking God, plead the blood of Jesus Christ over my life, plead it over everybody that I know. I plead it over everybody that is going through all this suffering. I plead the blood of Jesus Christ over your life, and one day God will bring this to a stop. So I'm thank you for listening to me. I'm sorry about the poor quality of I don't know how to sort it. I wish I did. I would have sorted it out, but I don't know how to sort it out. So I thank you for listening to me, and a very happy new year to you. And I'm hoping that something changes in this year. I hope God intervene, and I hope that our sorrows and our suffering will come to an end. Thank you very much. The Lord bless you. Peace and grace. Thank you.